everybody. Should be live. We are on the Cornell campus. Welcome. Just starting to look around, see if we can find any hawks. I stopped along my way here when I saw some red-breasted mergansers, as I hoped I might. Unless there was an eclipse plumage issue going on, I saw only females, at least where I looked. Hoping to see, you know, not just females but males too, but oh well. Maybe next time. They look very much like common mergansers, actually, and from a distance, at least for me, they can be very difficult, if not impossible, to tell apart. At least, you know, in terms of just how they look overall. Now, maybe there are aspects to their shape from a distance that can be seen that I don't know about. But like I said, they look very much alike, actually. I like to see red-breasted mergansers because my understanding is their numbers are declining, and I want to appreciate them. Just a word about the MeWe group page. For me, right now, there are two. Really, there are two pages. I see. You know, I have a profile page, and there's a group page. And I think if I post to anything, it's most likely going to be to the group page. So that's probably the best thing to do if anyone is interested. They should try to join the group. And then I believe, you know, with that you would receive alerts if I post there and if I, you know, post tour times there. Looks like the parking lot is still open, which is wonderful. I see something in the air. 1 second. I believe I see a red-tailed, well, I think it's a red-tailed hawk in the air. Don't know if I'll be able to see it from here. Don't fight me, wires. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Where are you? Okay, I have lost sight of that hawk for the moment. I just saw it again. And now I'm losing sight of it again. I can see it better with my eyes than with the camera. But we're going to head in that direction. I'm very glad this parking lot is open. As I've been mentioning, you know, we've had a lot of good sightings in this lot, and I was afraid it would be closed over the winter. Now, it could still be closed again, of course, and those signs are right there, but I'm glad that it was open last week and this week. That's a good sign. I was afraid maybe it was just open for, you know, a couple days for some reason, and then was going to be closed right back up. So hopefully it'll stay open for us, but we'll see. Time will tell. If it's open, it's open. If it's not, it's not. I'd like to see it open, but not much I can do about it either way. Now, I lost sight of that hawk, so I have no idea where it is at the moment. How far along it flew, I really don't know. You never know, that could be the only hawk we see here today. I don't know. had a football game last night. I was glad to hear that, because that means they don't have a football game today to be in our way. So hopefully we'll be able to get into that lot if we need to, the one near the football stadium. I have to admit, I wouldn't ordinarily know of the football game, but I had heard from someone who had considered actually attending. So that's the only reason why I knew about it. I can't say I follow Cornell football. Taken a right back there and headed right towards Sage Hall just to check it out. Never know. Oh, come on now. Looks like the parking lot is closed. So they must have some event going on again. Oh well. This lot here is closed also to it, so they're maybe all closed up here. Very inconsiderate. Digging all over the place. They've got, you know, big metal plates on the road covering up spots. I see somebody. right on Sage Hall. Let's take a look. Uh-oh. We may have to move the car pretty soon. Hold on, I've got to move the car. Maybe not. Okay. Go by, go by. I've got a traffic. Well, you can see it. I've got a traffic issue here. Okay, let's take a look as soon as we can. I'm not sure who that is. I think it might be Arthur, though. Oh, man, actually, it kind of looks like Big Red. I think. I don't know. Turn this way. Oh, took off, and I was just about to adjust things, and I lost sight of my hawk. I don't know where it went. Now, maybe it's just where we can't see it, so whoever it was. Alright, let's, I'm going to move the car. Come on.
Okay, because we've been looking for Mom today.
The face kind of looked like her, but the body kind of looked like him, so I'm not sure.
All right, thank you.
Trying to see if whoever that was is just on the other side, because I didn't see it in flight around, you know, as soon as I looked away. But you know, a takeoff can be very quick, and maybe I missed it all anyway. But I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna go towards, just in case. It's just a matter of being on the other side of the building. Still don't see it up there. I mean, sometimes up there, just a quick hop over to the other side of that structure at the very top of the building can, you know, move a bird out of our sight. So that's why I'm bothering to go over here. Just in case. No, I don't see anybody up there. Okay. Hold on a second. Nobody up there.
Okay.
That's a pigeon. Now, you know, I know we really arrived just a short while ago, but we don't have much time. I think we're going to miss this light. Maybe not. Yeah, we are. As the season progresses, these leaves will be falling from the trees and everything, and if a hawk happens to be, you know, perched on a branch, yeah, obviously it makes things easier to see. Come on, Toyota, come on, let's go. Wake up. But you know, we have other challenges as compared to other times of the year. You know, as I've mentioned before, this time of year we don't have, you know, many or maybe even any, depending on where we are, robins to help us find, you know, our hawks here on the campus. In the spring and summer, you know, robins all over the place vocalizing, and they really do help. difference when you've got the, you know, all kinds of birds all over the place with, you know, vantage points you can't get as a human being on the ground. And, you know, it's wonderful when you have the robins, in particular here on the campus, alerting you. Sometimes you hear other birds here on the campus, but in a more wild setting, like in the, you know, in a wooded setting, you might have a wider variety of birds actually vocalizing when they see a hawk. Also, you have very often, you know, squirrels and chipmunks as well, at least at Sapsucker Woods, for instance. All that being said, as I've indicated in the past, in terms of just driving around day to day, I'm more likely to see a hawk, you know, this time of year than I would in the, you know, in July. I think at least one reason for that is, you know, the trees are covered with leaves. And so, I mean, that helps block the view of the hawks. But I believe the patterns are different as well. The patterns that the hawks exhibit, maybe they're less likely to be near roads. Could be wrong about that, of course, but we heard from Carl, and, you know, on a day like today, you know, sometimes I could spend the whole day looking for hawks and not see anybody. And although I don't believe it's been raining here in Ithaca all day, you know, sometimes a little rain will have the hawks, you know, less likely to fly around, or at least you could say flying around a little less often. And, you know, if that's the case, and let's say a hawk is, you know, in place, drying off and everything, I mean, sometimes it's a long time before, you know, a hawk will leave a given perch. And if you don't happen to know where that perch is, you don't see the hawk. we don't happen to see Big Red. Now that, I think it may have been Arthur that we saw up on top of Sage. I'm not positive. You may have had a better look than I did. But we may not, we may not see Big Red. Maybe she's in a spot where, not so obvious, and we end up not seeing her today. I don't know. Unfortunately, we only have so much time to look for her. I do want to go to Sapsucker Woods. And it's now, almost 10 after 5. I think by next week, by this time, I think it would be, it would already be dark. Or at least, dark to the point that you can hardly see anything. Now, maybe it doesn't mean anything, but when we saw that hawk, whoever it was, in flight, it didn't look like it was heading towards Sage. Now, it doesn't take much for a hawk to change direction and move on, but it didn't seem like it was headed that way, so I don't know. Maybe we did see somebody else. I really don't know. Performing the perfunctory Redfield check. Nobody there. back up there on top of Sage? Yes. Somebody's up there. I think. Don't tell me they've gone already. I'll be very upset. Can't see from here. Okay, somebody's up there. Let me have a look with binoculars. I am guessing Arthur again. We'll try to have a look from here. Actually, I'm not really guessing. It's an educated guess this time. Hold on, I've got people walking behind me. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, goodness. Almost definitely Arthur. Okay, hold on. He's a good boy. Young man, do you know where Big Red is by any chance? I'm just looking around. We'll stay with him a minute or two more, and then we're going to move on, I think. He looks like he might take off. So again, we're looking at Arthur right now. We're on, and he's on Sage Hall. But I think we're going to move on. Let's do that. See, from here I can't see him, even though I could still see that part, that structure. He was on the other side of it, so the structure itself blocked my view. Oh, he just took off. I've lost sight of him. I don't know where he is. He took off and he started to veer in this direction actually, but I don't see him now. I see a hawk, and it could be Arthur, judging by, you know, judging by his flight path, or his apparent flight path to me. Let me move where I can maybe possibly get a look at whoever. Yeah, I think it's Arthur. I can't see from here now because of a tree, and I've got a car behind me. 1 second. I believe it's Arthur. The breast looked too light to be big red. I'm not going to get a look from here. see if I can get another look driving by. Maybe find a spot to kind of sort of pull over. Let's pull over here for just a second with this car by me. And, oh, he's gone. Okay. So I won't be getting a look. He's not yet. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. I think we're going to have to sapsucker now. Need to do that if we're going to have any kind of a walk there. I'd love to stay on the campus and look around further. I have to admit, I'm concerned. You know, if they've been looking all day and not finding Big Red, I'm concerned. But, you know, like I said, it could very well be she's just not being convenient for anybody. I'm not able to follow the hawks that live near me as well as I'm able to, you know, drive around here and see the various parts of Big Red's territory. But you know, there are times when I'm unable to see my hawks for, you know, I might go, you know, more than a week without seeing them. It's a matter of timing and who knows what else. Well, we're gonna have to give up and head towards the sapsucker, I'm afraid. We do want to have a walk there. hurry there, and then I need a few minutes just to get ready for the walk and put on a different jacket. We'll need gloves. Not sure if Arthur's back up on Sage or not. Maybe not. I see Carl and Cindy are parked there. We just passed their cars. I don't know where they are. I'm hoping that they see Big Red. Or somebody, but they're both parked there. We are headed to Sapsucker. I wonder if we're going to miss this light. Yeah, we are. And there's a Subaru making a left turn. Come on, Utah, move it. Wake up and die right. not going to have much of a walk. Part of it is the clouds, but the sun is in fact low in the sky. On the golf course to our right. Depending on how things go, we'll see if it's worth staying and seeing and hoping that the Canada geese come and arrive in significant numbers. Come on, Toyota, move, you can go. As I said earlier today, I decided to check the camera feed from the pond. Last night I scrolled back a little bit, and I stopped in different spots, but I didn't. I kept moving the slider around, but I didn't see any. Didn't see any geese coming in, and again, I didn't watch every bit of it, and who knows when they would have come in anyway, but I didn't even hear much in terms of geese vocalizing. So, I don't know. I mean, the last 2 weeks, we've waited for the geese and really had very few geese arrive, or no geese arrive. And, I don't know if maybe something is different this year, or something else is going on. I don't know. As I've mentioned, in prior years, I've really enjoyed watching the geese, and it's just a nice sight to see them come in good numbers, coming in for the night, landing on the pond, and it's special when over a relatively limited space, because the pond is only so large. It's special to see maybe a couple hundred geese come in all at once. Even if we see, it's different to see them here. just like we could see, you know, we could be at looking down from East Road in Montezuma, and maybe we'll see, you know, 40 great blue herons. Okay, fine, look at them all. Okay. We get here and we see one. Oh, look, a heron! And I'm not mocking anybody for with that. Oh, I see a red-tailed hawk here in a tree to our right. I don't want to frighten it, but it's in right up here. Hey, baby. Okay. So we've seen a hawk here. Like I said, I'll need some time to get ready for our walk. I'm going to change the world, because it's even though it's coming out, maybe the clouds are clearing where the sun is right now, but in the sky, but you know, the sun is already low on the horizon. So we don't have much time here. We're getting there. Get out of the way, you. I think we're ready to go, or more accurately, ready as well. Welcome to Sapsucker Woods, everybody. It is already dark. Let's go. Wires are more tangled than I like, but I'll live with it. I'll just complain later. I believe it's in the low to mid 40s here, and there is a breeze or wind, however you want to look at it. It is November, so, you know, you never know what you're going to get with weather. Now granted, it's obviously early November, and in the weeks ahead we may see a variety of different conditions. Could still have sunny and warm, and could have snow, so who knows.
Hey,
Hello.
you recording sound?
Recording sound and video. Actually, I'm streaming this live, so.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So,
All right.
good luck. Well, I'm actually not recording, but I guess YouTube is recording, so. Now, before I go any further, let me. Liquid binoculars just in case. I don't see anybody just yet. Oh, I do see somebody, some ducks, I think. Look like at least 2 male mallards, maybe 3, and a female. Another female. And something is disturbing the water here and there. And over there is a Canada goose. Hi, Canada goose. Good to see you. And is there something else there? Yes. That looks... Let me see it. Looks like an American black duck. I don't want to get too close to the mallards. I don't want to bother them. I'll stop right here. Let me look around with binoculars a bit. There's another Canada goose, the second one. Make it a third. So we have the one that's right here, the one that's here, the one that's here. So we have 3, and I don't know if we have anything else, but we're going to get to the trails because, like I said, we don't have much time. Let me check one or two other things. All right, let's go. Before we do that, who's over here? Okay, 2 black ducks, and then these 2 here might include the one that we already saw. So I think we're seeing 4 American black ducks. And as for the mallards, they're no longer over here. They seem to have moved on through, and now here they come. Let's just take a quick look. You can see what the mallards look like in general in terms of their shape and size, and you look at the American black ducks, very similar. And I can only see one right now, but as I've mentioned in prior weeks, sometimes the mallards and American black ducks will mate. Oh, gulls flying overhead, and there were more. I didn't get them all. Wow, quite a few. And like I said, I didn't get them all. Anyway, they'll mate, they'll breed together, and you'll have hybrids that are very difficult to tell. You know, a male mallard looks you know, has the green head and the lightish gray body. Okay, that's fine. But the female mallard already looks a lot like a, an American black duck. Not exactly, of course, but especially if you don't have a good look, you might confuse the two. And if you have a hybrid exhibiting traits of both, it makes things that much more difficult. Sorry to rush through sapsucker like this, but I do feel like I missed something if I haven't come here, so. Soon enough, when Wildlife Drive closes and maybe it's not worth driving all the way there, we'll stop going to Montezuma for the season, and we'll have more time here. But by then, of course, who knows what the weather will be like. It may not be like this, and maybe more snowy and everything, but and you never know. I could go, I mean, if I feel that there's a good place to go, or if there's a good reason to go to Montezuma, who knows, maybe we'll go up there in the winter time one time, but that takes a lot of time, and remember, the days are short. So look at this color. Now the camera seems to be lightening things up. But obviously things are a lot less green now than they were just a week ago. Hello. I have been talking repeatedly about, one of my favorite photos that I've taken here at Sapsucker, and I finally decided. I finally decided to share it with everybody, or just make it easier to share it. Really, it was on Flickr all along, so it's on the MeWe page, actually, the group page. I posted it there if you want to have a look. I'd say, granted, it's darker right now here anyway, so this doesn't quite compare, and also the leaves are wet here and everything. That day, we had I think that year we had a proper leaf coloration season, and I'm gonna stop here for a second. And this year we kind of skipped the peak. I saw an article, I didn't really read it, talking about why the colors didn't pop this year, and they didn't pop last year, certainly. But this year, every year is different. Anyway, when I took that picture, I think I was roughly here, somewhere around here, and I hear a Canada goose maybe in the air. I definitely hear some making noise, one or more. Anyway, that year, there's a nice blanket of leaves on the ground, and still plenty of color in the on the trees, but more brighter oranges, and that is a photo I like quite a bit. So anyway, it's on the MeWe group page. By the way, I stopped back there because I could smell the sweet smell of the leaves. And you know, in my day-to-day life, I don't go walking like I used to, you know, when walking to school as a child or whatever. And I remember that smell all the time as a child. I did a lot of walking to school, and to smell that was, you know, I'm not saying it brought back memories, but it's just a smell that I've come to appreciate over the years. Kind of wish we were here earlier in the day. Maybe it would have looked nice, although I think it was probably a cloudy day. Might have looked kind of nice with all these leaves. But you can hear how quietly I'm walking. You know, I mean, the leaves are making some noise, but because they're all wet and they've been, I don't know if they've been even trampled very much, it's just that they're wet. You know, it's a different sort of thing than other times when we've been here with, you know, a lot of leaves on the ground making a lot of noise as we walk because they're all dry and crunchy. But still, there's that smell now again of the leaves. It's a, love that smell. That, you know, I can, as of this moment, you know, I can show you maybe decent video, maybe decent sound, but I can't share the aromas with you. Sounds like whatever geese were around took off. So I wonder if they're leaving the pond. Either that or else possibly maybe a small flock flew in from the other direction and I never saw them. It doesn't seem like they're really coming closer, so maybe they're still on the pond. I don't know. We'll see. See, right here, I don't really smell the leaves, but back there I did, just a few, you know, a few paces back. At least we've seen a red-tailed hawk, and we've seen Canada geese, mallards, American black ducks. I'm not sure if we've really seen anything else. I don't think so. I'll admit I'm not really looking at the trees all that well. I may have heard some sparrows earlier when we were just crossing, you know, we were near the lab, just about to cross the bridge, and we encountered those two people. I may have heard some sparrows, I'm not sure. But otherwise, we've... There's something, I don't know what I'm hearing. Or where it is. I have no idea. Oh! Oh! What did I just see? I saw, I can't imagine the camera got it. I saw a large bird of some sort in the air. I only briefly saw it. I don't know where it went. Like it or not, there's still plenty of leaves on the trees. Even when there are no leaves, it can be hard to see sometimes depending on how many trees there are. Still hearing a vocalization, but it sounds like a small bird. I don't know what that bird could have been. It was a large bird, whatever it was. Or at least it seemed it. We have to go back. I've got to have a look. I know it's late, but we've got to go back. Could it have been, I don't know. Could have been a hawk. Could have been an owl. And I'm having if I had to guess, we're not going to be able to see it. If it was a hawk, or a raptor, I should say, I doubt it was like, I don't know, but I doubt it was a Cooper's hawk, for instance. It seemed too large and broad for that. My brief glimpse. I did not get a good look. I only saw maybe one or two wing flaps, but all of a sudden I saw something. It's unlikely we'll see it, whatever it is, even if it's even in the area. It may have continued on, I don't know. That sounds like a gruesome flight. I don't see anything. And again, I don't know if whatever I saw stayed in the area or if it continued on. I may be wrong. I kind of had the sense that it only briefly flew to, you know, another perch or something. But I can't be sure. Shoot, I really would have wished I had seen whatever it was, or I wish the camera caught it or something. I was recording, but I didn't expect that. I don't believe the camera was pointed in that direction exactly, and all of a sudden I saw the movement, and I thought maybe the sound that I was hearing was a bird vocalizing because of me. And I wonder if it was vocalizing because of, or whatever was making the noise, maybe even a rodent, I don't know. I wonder if it vocalized because of that bird or whatever it was that I saw. Well, never mind, I guess. Would have loved to have known what that was. But I will apparently never know. Okay, let's go. We've got only so much time. Sounds like a fair number of geese. Are geese coming in? I don't know. Might be hearing a cardinal, I'm not sure. Okay. Well, I do see some more geese. Hi, geese. And sounds like a smaller bird of some sort, maybe two of them, are vocalizing near me right now. Don't know what they are. And I wonder if they could be cardinals, I'm not sure. And I wonder why they're vocalizing. I'm just going to look in that general direction where I saw, or thought I saw, whatever that bird was. I don't see anything. Okay, we're going to keep going. See, this is dangerous here. I know to expect it, but there are roots poking through, and granted, it is dark, but, you know, the leaves covering things up makes seeing those roots that are popping through even more difficult to see. We need some mulch here in this stretch. And they've needed it here in this stretch for years, actually. I don't know why they've mulched other areas, but not that one. Yeah, I think we're hearing cardinals. I'm not going to stay here too long, but there's some, you see the geese? We've seen some already. These same geese, most likely. I'm going to have a quick look with binoculars because I had seen on the, I think it was on PondCam's Twitter, that there are hooded mergansers, and I think I see them. here. Can't show them to you well, so we're going to keep moving. But I believe I just saw them. And not surprising to see them. You know, I wouldn't expect to see them in summer. But we've usually, as I recall, we've seen them in the fall and I think also in the spring here. So, you know, not really a surprise. I'd say overall, you know, since winter, last winter, the conditions here have been wetter than they have in the prior 2 years. I mean, we never saw the pond really dry up this year at all. And certainly of late we've had a fair amount of rain. So some of the trails are actually muddy, almost like they are in the spring right now. What to do? Do we wait here? I don't know. Maybe we'll continue on and head back towards the lab. And if the geese come in, we'll see them. And if they hold on.
There's a goose who's here vocalizing. He's like, come on, over here, over here. They're all going the other side of the pond. trouble is, the cloud cover is so thick that, you know, there's very little light, you know, in the sky for me to I see two more, maybe third coming in. Oh, and two more. But it's difficult for me to see, and even more difficult for me to show you on camera. I may be wrong, but I think we're probably almost done with arrivals. I think we're gonna get walking, because I can't show them to you well anyway, even if they do arrive. I can't show them to you well. It's just like last week, it was so cloudy. Now, would they arrive at the same time if it weren't quite so dark? Maybe, but you know, I don't know if they'd just arrive a little later if it were lighter in the sky. Kind of doubt it, but you never know. I'm sure they go by light. It's not like they have watches. I'm looking at clocks. Looks like 4 more coming in, 3 or 4 more. Granted, it wasn't as impressive as it sometimes can be when they all come in at once and they're all over the place and every direction in the air you look, they're coming in. And more coming in. Yeah, I shouldn't have walked away, but several more, maybe up to 10 just flew in. But again, I can't really show them to you when it's that dark. What I like, I don't mind if you know, the sky is clear and has some light in it, so I can at least show you what we're looking at, and that is the silhouettes of the geese coming in. And I guess I could have maybe prepared a little better, maybe had more and better night vision gear, but even so, it only reaches so far. When it comes to night vision, you need a source of light for the sensor to pick up, and so that means typically, you know, you're sending out the infrared light, so you're limited to the range of the light, whatever light you're using. Well, as always, I wouldn't have minded seeing more today, and some spots in Montezuma were certainly disappointing. Some were interesting. Some, although not necessarily remarkable, were new to us, like that area along Armitage Road we may be visiting again in the coming weeks. And we may visit it again in the spring, if that was in fact an eagle's nest that we saw there. I wouldn't mind a look. Now, who knows? One thing I would worry about is there was some vegetation in front of it, or at least it seemed like it. So if things grow in, maybe there will be, you know, leafy branches blocking our view. I don't know, but I think it's definitely worth going back for at least once, just to see how it works out. East Road was kind of nice in a way, but it was mostly Canada geese and a few sandhill cranes, which we've seen before. So, you know, nothing surprising there. And I have to say, Shockey Pool was a disappointment, as it has been for a while in a way, but that's because of what they're doing there. Hopefully next year it'll be a little different. Mace Point also. A little disappointing. But, I mean, we saw in other areas, we saw that cattle egret. We didn't see it very, very well, but we saw it. I don't think I'm going to go back to the water. It doesn't make much sense, really, considering how dark it is. And, you know, it's still early November. We have a few weeks of migration left, maybe. Or maybe not. Well, maybe some more migration, but also, you know, I'd say most likely a few more weeks of Montezuma. And again, just because Wildlife Drive closes doesn't mean we're definitely not going there. I mean, most likely we won't go. But, you know, we've got a lot to see yet, and winter has its own special aspects, including visits here in the Ithaca area that we, you know, places we go that we wouldn't go to most of the time the rest of the year. Come on, focus. Maybe you won't focus. You can focus on this, can't you? Maybe not. Well, anyway, since everything's blurry, maybe it's time I packed up and headed home. Can I focus on that? Well, I guess not. Anyway, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the day as much as I did, and we will see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye.